The owner of the New York Jets, Woody Johnson, made some really out-of-pocket comments about Justin Fields. He voiced his support of Aaron Glenn despite the Jets' 0-7 start to the season, and he put all the blame on Justin Fields. He said people can blame the coach all they want, but when your quarterback rating looks like a golf score, it's tough to compete. You would like to see a quarterback out there who can complete the forward pass. And look, these comments were definitely out of pocket by Woody Johnson, but he's the owner. He's the guy cutting the checks for all of these players. So he definitely has the authority to come out and publicly trash one of the quarterbacks on his roster. And I'm with you when you're right. And Woody Johnson, he is right about Justin Fields. Justin Fields has been completely atrocious this season. It's like the brother is just scared to throw the football to an open receiver. And the thing with Justin Fields is he's a true running quarterback. He's not a dual threat quarterback. A dual threat quarterback is a guy like Lamar, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. They can throw the ball from within the pocket, but they also can use their legs to make plays as well. Justin Fields is just a running quarterback. He's Cordell Stewart 2.0. If you're not utilizing Justin Fields' athleticism, you're not going to have an effective offense. And what's strange is the Jets knew what they were getting in Justin Fields. They knew that he had a lot of limitations throwing the football. So it doesn't make a lot of sense why you will put a limited passer in the offense that involves him dropping back the pass a lot. If you're going to get Justin Fields and you're going to make him your starting quarterback, you have to completely change your offense around him. You have to run Justin Fields like he's a running back. You should be running Justin Fields 15, 20 times a game. You should be running quarterback power, design quarterback runs, RPOs, read options with Justin Fields. And unfortunately, the Jets, we haven't seen them do that often with Justin Fields this season. And the Jets, although them being 0-7 largely is due to the bad play of Justin Fields, they did a poor job of tailoring the offense around Justin Fields' strengths. You don't ask Justin Fields to be a drop back passer when you know he's a limited thrower. You should be utilizing Justin Fields' athleticism way more than what you have. And the Jets were not going to be a good team this year. But they rolled the dice on Justin Fields with hopes that maybe they could get a little juice out of him. You've seen guys like Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and Geno Smith revive their careers over the last few seasons. So I felt it was a worthy dice roll for the Jets to go ahead and try to see if they can get a little bit out of Justin Fields that the previous teams that he has played for have been unable to. Unfortunately, it's just been a giant mess. And Aaron Glenn, I feel he deserves a lot more blame than what Woody Johnson is willing to give him. The clock management that we saw before halftime across the pond against the Denver Broncos should have got him fired right then and there. How are you going to call a fake punt and then run out the clock? That's just conservative and safe coaching. And if you didn't trust Justin Fields, then you should have just went ahead and benched him. And we saw Justin Fields struggle throwing the ball in the preseason, and the Jets made no adjustments to the offense. They also have a first-time offensive coordinator that looks like he probably is going to end up getting the boot once this season is over. Aaron Glenn is just as responsible for the Jets' 0-7 start as what Justin Fields is. And for Woody Johnson to not hold Aaron Glenn accountable, it kind of shows that he's trying to save face with the rest of the league because he listens to these radio shows. He listens to the ESPN and FS1 talk shows that criticize the Jets for how dysfunctional the front office is. And that all starts with him. It starts from the guy at the top and it all trickles down. And the Jets have been so bad for so long because of Woody Johnson. So he's trying to save a little bit of face, and he's trying to give Aaron Glenn his vote of confidence. And even if the Jets end up going 1-16, 0-17, Aaron Glenn deserves another year as the head coach. It took Dan Campbell a year or two to get the ball running with the Detroit Lions. And I do believe that Aaron Glenn is somewhat changing the culture. There is a different vibe with the Jets that we haven't really felt in the last couple of years. It looks like the players really do love Aaron Glenn, but we need to see more out of Aaron Glenn as far as improvements that he needs to make to be a successful head coach in this league, because you're not going to win a lot of ball games with the atrocious clock management that he has had so far during his tenure with the Jets. And you're definitely not going to win a lot of games as a defensive-minded coach with a pure running quarterback. And if they wanted to have a drop-back, pass-rack quarterback, they could have went after Kirk Cousins. They could have went after Sam Darnold. There were way better options out there than Justin Fields. And Justin Fields, I don't really feel like he deserved this. Yes, he deserves criticism for his play, but you could have criticized him behind the scenes. You didn't have to embarrass him. Justin Fields is a class act as a quarterback. He has handled this situation as good as what anybody possibly could. He accepts the fact that he hasn't played good. He accepts his benching. He definitely understands that it's production-based business, and he hasn't had the production necessary for the Jets to win. And he understands that he is a large part of why this season has gone so bad as what it has for this organization. But for a guy like Justin Fields that is just so well liked by teammates, coaches, it hurts to see him get crushed by Woody Johnson like this. It really does. And Woody Johnson, I get what he was trying to do. You were trying to save face. You were trying to prove that you're not this Looney Tune owner that the media portrays you out to be, but you still look like a Looney Tune in the end, because when you're publicly trashing a former starting quarterback of yours this kind of fashion, it still makes you look really bad. The locker room, although they knew that Justin Fields probably should have been benched, they're not going to take highly to the comments that he just made. These are the kind of comments that show why the Jets have been the organization that they've been for so many years. Dysfunctional, unorganized, and just not really professional. And Sean Payton's comments, you can say were unprofessional, but these comments from Woody Johnson were more unprofessional and more toxic than his, because this is the owner. This is the guy cutting the checks. And yes, you want to see more ROI from a guy that you're paying $20 million to on a yearly basis. But you don't have to crush him in this fashion. It just doesn't look good in the eyes of the rest of the locker room and the players. And even Aaron Glenn probably should pull Woody Johnson aside and say, hey, man, like, I can't change the culture if you're just going to crush every single player that doesn't play up to par. I'm with Woody Johnson when he's right. And he was right about how atrocious Justin Fields has been this year. But you never crush a player this way, because you can easily lose the team. And this is how guys start revolting against the owner. They start revolting against the coaching staff. You don't really do anybody any favors by making these comments.